Hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do mid-December 2022 reading for the sign of Leo. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Glad to see you again. So I'm going to open up with a general inquiry as I usually do. What message does Leo need to hear for mid-December 2022? The year is wrapping up rapidly. Just an FYI, the next reading will probably be January. Don't think I'll have time for bonus readings, but you never know, I might sneak one in. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Cards of advice, and then we'll get started. And of course, pulling cards as needed for clarification. Can't do that many. There's some kind of dynamic energy with this shuffling, so I'm very curious to see what comes out here. Move that over so it's not too close. Okay, here we go. 4 clubs. Pretty benign beginning here. just kind of talks about, security and feeling stable in your home. Nothing too exciting or anything to report here, except it's always good to feel balanced. Just kind of a interesting reading. I saw some cards pull up as I was shuffling down here, and that's why I was kind of surprised it started off with the 4 clubs, which is pretty peaceful and calm. The Queen of Hearts. Okay, so you might have a water sign around you. She's kind of a mothering figure, very nurturing. She's got some authority and power, and it doesn't have to be female. I just refer to queen as a queen, right? But you're looking at a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. You could have this in your chart. You could, I'm looking at the 4 of clubs and the security around the home. It's like, I'm getting the sense this is connected to the home life. You're feeling very nurtured in some manner, or perhaps you're extending that energy to somebody else. Another 4. Excellent, actually. Stability again in the home. Security. Everything's cool. No big rifts. What's exciting about this 4 of spades, though, is you're in a period of stress relief. So that tells me that you came out of a period of things not being so peaceful, not being so easygoing, that kind of thing. This is what I'm excited about, though. The new options and opportunities presenting themselves to you in relationships. Notice something here in this first group of cards we have that come out. We have the 2 4s talking about things being stable in your home. So things have settled down after a period of, I don't want to say chaos. I don't think it was that dramatic. But you have emotion now coming out with the Queen of Hearts and the 6 of Hearts. The 6 of Hearts does talk about the possibility to establish some kind of significant relationship. It basically just, it denotes that you are ready for that to happen, that you have cleared the air, possibly with a past relationship, and the road is clear. But let's go ahead and deal up some more cards. Let's see what else we can find out about Leo's situation for mid-December, closing out 2022, going into 2023 possibly. Okay, little story about her. She's come out in every single reading for December, except for one that I noticed. And it doesn't matter what sign that was. It's just like, she just comes out in every single reading. It seems kind of random to me that this Queen of Clubs energy is showing up. I think it has something to do with the energy around the holidays. It's about people being supportive and generous. The Queen of Clubs is also a fire sign. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So this could represent you. And being a fire sign, fire signs are passionate in their own way, and towards people, even if they're not overly demonstrative. It's about taking care of people. At least I know it's true for me. I'm a fire sign. I'm a Leo, so I know how that feels. It's not like passion as in romance. It's passion as in you're the sun. You're ruled by the sun. Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun is the center of the universe. And it's not about having the attention on you so much as that innate ability to take care of others and extend support and generosity. So that's an interesting card that it came out there. I was expecting her, like I said, she's come out in every reading for December, early December as well as mid-December. Okay, what else can you tell me about Leo's situation here? Who may be represented by that Queen of Clubs. It's the second Queen energy that has showed up here on the table. Those cards that I just shuffled back in, they turned around backwards and it was too many, so I need just a couple of cards, please, at the most. One is fine. Six of Clubs. You're embarking on something, and I say something because I'm not sure what area of your life this pertains to, where there's significant potential for personal growth. Emotional, I'll just go down the list: emotionally, mentally, spiritually, romantically, financially, pretty much anything under the sun. You're looking at options and opportunities, though, that are opening up for you as we speak, probably. If they haven't presented themselves yet, they're coming. Okay? Oh, wow, this just didn't want to go back in and it popped out. Jack of Hearts, again, we have water energy. It could be somebody younger than you, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This could also be you, though. This is about having your heart open. I kind of see it complementing the Six of Hearts and being open for relationships. The Jack energy it also carries an air of immaturity, but not in the sense that you need to grow up, but more like inexperience. Having new eyes, a fresh new perspective, or just being new to, I don't know, this phase of your life and not knowing what to expect. Maybe you've had a recent epiphany or some kind of attitude change. And so you kind of have this fresh perspective, right? Because you're starting at the beginning. I will say that the Jack of Hearts also implies that there's a degree of vulnerability about you. It's just there. It doesn't mean there's a warning around that, just that it's just there. Because when we're that open, there's the potential to be vulnerable, right? Eight of Hearts. Exciting again with the Six of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts. Focus on emotion. This is about going out and celebrating, having a good time with friends and family. Again, it denotes the possibility to meet somebody very, very special. Does not mean romantic. This could turn out to be a lifelong best friend, for example, or somebody who really impacts your life in some way. Usually positively. I will emphasize that. This isn't like you're going to meet somebody who's going to, cause chaos and terror. No, it's quite the opposite. And with that Six of Hearts, yeah, the ground is fertile, Leo, for relationships to appear if you want them. I'm not saying you have to pursue them, but that could be what's brewing right here, right now. You may be aware of it, you may not be, but it's definitely there. The Queen of Spades. This is actually closed off energy. She does have a little bit of power over something or somebody in your life, or over you even. This could be an air sign, a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. If it's not, it's energy that you're embracing in some way, in some fashion. It's about keeping things to themselves, being a little bit secretive, being reserved, holding back. You may have people around you who are suspicious of what's going on with you because of this. If this doesn't represent a person, it's very possible. I mean, it's kind of a contradiction with that Jack of Hearts, because that's open energy, and then the Queen of Spades is, to me, it's kind of opposite. It's definitely more prominent, right? Because it's a queen and not a jack. So even though you have your heart open, you might have this air of being reserved, holding back. Okay, these two came out together. Huh. So you completed a cycle, not a cycle necessarily, but you completed a situation, I'm going to say, with this Eight of Spades. I'm just going to say it as bluntly as it formed in my mind. You completed a shitty work situation. So it's in the past. I don't think it's necessarily right now. I think it's over, it's past you. Because that Eight of Spades talks about having difficulties with someone at work, or just being overworked, and the work was affecting you emotionally or physically, and needing to get away from that, or at least relieve the stress, right? That could be also reflected in this Four of Spades. It talks about stress being relieved. The Nine of Clubs is there's a lot of satisfaction and contentment because something is completed. You've achieved something here. There's a sense of achievement. I think this is just a little snippet about your recent past, that you've come out of perhaps a situation that prevented relationships from growing. Yeah, that's actually what I'm picking up. And because you've released that situation, you are now free to explore these relationships. I mean, this Queen of Hearts, it keeps screaming at, not screaming in a negative sense, but just I keep drawing my attention to it. The nurturing associated with that card is very strong, and it's kind of like right here in the middle. I almost feel like if you're not embodying that, you have some kind of presence around you, whether you know it or not, that's taking care of you emotionally. Does that make sense? I'm not talking necessarily about spirits, but it could be. I'm not against it. I don't have my mind closed to that, but there could be just somebody around you who's just kind of keeping tabs, that kind of thing, and they represent that. Let's see, any more information you can give me about Leo's situation? Wow, goodness. So we have the Nine of Hearts and the Two of Spades. So you have broken things off with somebody, not necessarily romantic, but it was a wish fulfillment. It was a wish fulfillment. Whatever it was, the Two of Spades is about splits with people, and it's pretty permanent. It doesn't go back. There's nothing to be repaired. It's the opposite of harmony and getting along. I mean, there's no other way to paint that, okay? But the Nine of Hearts is exciting because it's, again, a completion. This is something you did go through. I find it very interesting. So the completion here is some kind of relationship that ended, that you're starting to feel like it's completed on a level that you're feeling fulfilled in some sense. Does that make sense? And then over here, I feel like there was some kind of work situation that literally wasn't working for you, and was detrimental to your health in some way, and that's completed as well. And you've reached these two completions, which is a nice way to end the year, honestly. Getting those out of the way so that you're open and fresh for 2023. So let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Eight of Clubs. You're in a state of trying to make a decision. You might be stuck on an outcome, an idea. It doesn't mean that you're being stubborn, although in some cases it can mean, just kind of being fixed. It could be that you don't know how to make the decision because there's this idea that you have, for example, that's preventing you from moving forward with an idea or a thing that you want to accomplish, a project. It's really kind of up in the air what it's about, but that's central to your advice here. So we'll keep that in mind as we go forward. The Ace of Clubs talks about new starts and learning new skills and acquiring new information. I mean, I kind of see it tied up with the Eight of Clubs. It's just that there seems to be some indecision, though. Huh. Ten of Spades. Huh. Very dark energy. I won't beat around the bush with that one. What's exciting about this Ten of Spades, it does denote significant loss and disappointment, a period of grieving, processing. It's like you had to go through something pretty heavy. But what's exciting is the 10 denotes the completion, and it's the end of a chapter. So you got that kind of out of the way, whatever this is. I mean, it could be talking about that relationship I was just talking about here, right? Or it could be something even worse. I mean, it could have been that job situation even. Actually, it could be both. The job situation that you've gotten yourself out of and the relationship that needed to end is leading to fulfillment here as you embark on this new start. Wow, look at that. And yes, you're rebuilding. This is the Tower card. Ace of Spades is all about starting over fresh from the rubble of something that was destroyed. And I don't mean to sound like gloom and doom all over that. I don't mean to make it sound that ominous, but the Tower cards are about rebirth. It's not, it is destruction, but it's constructive destruction. It's things that needed to probably come down because the structure was faulty. Let's just put it that way. But there's a foundation. There's a foundation to rebuild. You're rebuilding from this, whatever this represents for you, okay? I'm not seeing exactly what that's about. I have my suspicions, but yeah, you're rebuilding from that, and you are embarking on, you're seeking knowledge. You're looking at different options, and that's probably why you're in this state of needing to make a decision. You're just kind of at a crossroads. You're not sure maybe where to go from here, which is okay. Could be a period of time where we're not sure. We don't have to be decisive about everything, although Leo's like that mode, most comfortable in it when you're decisive. The Queen of Pentacles. This could be somebody around you. This could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. I tend to see the Queen of Diamonds as a Taurus card. It's just because I know Tauruses tend to have a very keen sense of material matters. They have a very practical approach to finances. The ones I've known have been, I guess you could say, kind of frugal, but they're very practical. They don't tend to be lavish and overspend. And if that's not someone around you, perhaps that is the energy that you need to embrace. This is, say, going forward in your finances. Any other cards of advice for Leo, please? Wow. Creepers. I have never had two tens come out like that. So you've closed major chapters here. I think it all hinged on that Ten of Spades over there. Whatever that was, it was huge. Huge. So with the Ten of Hearts, whatever completed, again, associated with that Ten of Spades, has led to ultimate, it's going to lead you to this ultimate happiness and celebration. That Ten of Hearts is about just celebrating the good things in life. Everything's looking really up. You're spending time with people that you connect with. You have a lot of support around you. It's good times. It's good times with a capital G. Good times squared, okay? The 10 of clubs is not bad either. It talks about travel. So you're traveling probably from a place in your life that wasn't ideal and you knew it. It's probably stuck there for a while. That's a chapter that's gone. It's over. You went through it, you got through it, and you're coming out the other side. The 10 of clubs is also can be I see it as metaphorical travel, traveling from one state of mind to the other, or it could be physical travel. You always, I'm going to say not usually, but always, it's for good reasons. So this is travel that involves pleasure, recreation, being invited by somebody to go on a trip with them, that kind of thing. There's never any burden with that. That's exciting. Again, it's a very good way to end the year, Leo. Kudos to you. Congratulations. Couldn't really be any better. Wow. And these two guys wanted to come out. The King of Clubs could be you. Again, it's a fire sign energy, or Sagittarius or Aries. But the King is all about, this King is all about having some control and authority and some dominion. But this King is very, very good at giving advice. You can rely upon them. They're very solid. They're a confidant, that kind of thing. Interesting, though, you have the Fool energy with this black and white Joker. The Jokers represent, for me, kind of things being unsettled, kind of up in the air. Not necessarily, again, a bad thing. It's just that there's still things that are working themselves out, perhaps. Now, with the Fool energy, that could be interpreted as, again, the new start. And you're maybe starting to come into this more king energy here, feeling like you're in control. I also see the Fool card is, and again, there's no negative attachment to this, but it's like you don't see what's coming. You might think that you have an idea, especially with a king. They like to believe they have the foresight to be able to predict what's coming down the road, almost predict the future in that sense. But I think you really don't know what's coming. You might have an idea, you might have your wishes and expectations, but there's a degree of being naive about what's around the corner, where this path is going to lead you, especially now that you have put these major chapters to rest. All resting on this, whatever this was. This was really hard. This was difficult transformation you had to go through. Probably the result of some very, very heavy experience. And it probably means something a little different for everybody, but the overall theme here is you're trying to decide which way to go. I think you've got choices. And you're kind of resting in this place of, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but you're definitely on this new start and you're rebuilding on this hefty foundation. We have to mention that tower wasn't resting on a bed of sand. It was a foundation that was built over time, and a sturdy material like steel or concrete, right? But you are in the process of coming out here. And I'd like to think that this Queen of Diamonds is a sign that you're going to have some better control and authority over financial matters. Maybe not as strong as a king, but definitely kind of a queen who's more gentle and subtle in that respect. So it's not like you're going to, boom, come out of the gate and be this tycoon, for example, but it just seems like, this could be a person around you. I just feel like it's representing something else, and it's something personal. I think I'm going to wrap it up there because it's an excellent, fantastic, out of this world ending to this year. Okay, I don't know how this hit you. I don't know if it will help you, but I hope it did. If you would like to see when that next reading comes out, beginning of January, go ahead and hit subscribe notifications. And I hope you have a fantastic holiday season, however you celebrate it. And I will see you again soon. Take care.